If you ran the Cardinals, ... what would you do?
Yeah, I think you have to take Kyler Murray and trade Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen doesn't fit. And I think Josh Rosen, to me, would be the number one quarterback in this draft if he were in this draft, okay? He would be the number one quarterback. So say what you want about Josh Rosen. He had a decent year considering he had nothing to work with in Arizona, the worst offensive line in the NFL. And to me, if you're the Giants, if you're the Dolphins, if you're the Redskins, I've heard people say second, third-round pick for Rosen. I don't know what they're thinking. If I'm a team, I'm giving a first-round pickup for Josh Rosen. If he's available, and I don't know if he's going to be available. We don't know what Arizona's thinking about this. You heard Steve Keim say for now he's our quarterback, whatever. Cliff Kingsbury being the coach is the dynamic, Dan, that allows Kyler Murray to be in play at number one. He fits what they're going to do. They're not going to do the max protect. You need a quarterback that's mobile. You're behind the line. It should be a little better. It can't be any worse than last year. That was the worst offensive line in the league. So you can't have Rosen. Rosen doesn't fit Kingsbury. Kyler Murray does. They have the number one pick, and they get back a mid-first-round pick by trading Josh Rosen, and then they're on their way to helping that football team. So I would take, if I were them, based on the Kingsbury factor, I would take, and also the fact that Steve Keim, when you talk to people, they say, hey, Steve Keim didn't have Josh Rosen as number one quarterback, or maybe even the number two quarterback. Josh Allen was evidently their number one. That's what you hear. Whether it's true or not, it's debatable, but that's what you hear. So I would think Kyler Murray would make sense there at number one.
I've been saying all along, I'm on the Kyler Murray bandwagon. It's a new era with quarterbacks and how they're protected and, how you utilize them. But I also have to look at this if I'm the Cardinals. And, yes, I did watch Cardinal football games last year. And you're right, that's one of the worst offensive lines I've seen in recent memory. And Josh Rosen really didn't have a chance to shine. But if I'm Arizona, don't I at least kick the tires on the Raiders doing something stupid and going up and giving you a couple of first-round draft picks? Maybe you get 3 first-round draft picks for the opportunity to go up to number 1 or 2, and then you get their 4th pick overall. Doesn't that make more sense for the Cardinals, or is Kyler Murray that good you can't pass up on him?
Well, that's what they have to determine. And I understand about the John Gruden factor with Kyler Murray. He was the one that loved Russell Wilson. And of course, he has Derek Carr. And that's the thing there. Derek Carr, just a couple of years ago, as you know, Dan, as well as anybody, is almost an MVP guy. He was an MVP guy. And he can throw the ball. And this whole notion that he just is dink and dunk. Well, you got to be dink and dunk when you have an offensive line that's struggling with injuries along the interior. 2 rookie tackles, one of which was from North Carolina A&T, the other of which, Colton Miller, is going to be good, but he played injured most of the year. And the receivers, you traded away your main entity. So what did you expect Derek Carr to do? He had to get the ball out of his hand, okay? He had no choice. He can throw the ball down the field and extend things. He's got a big arm. So I think Derek Carr moving forward looks like he'll be the Raider quarterback. But if that was offered, fine, you listen. But if you're number 1 in your Arizona, that's what you have to think about. How is this offense going to be better with Josh Rosen, or is it going to be better with Kyler Murray? It seems like, and you heard Kingsbury's comments about Murray when he was at Texas Tech, but I think now it all gets down to who is best. It's all about system. It's all about fit, Dan, in sports. You know that. Yeah. Teams it's all about supporting it, but more fit, system fit. Who does that the best? And that would be Kyler Murray. Oh, and that's no criticism of Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen, with those teams that I mentioned, would be better, I think, than drafting any quarterback in this draft if Murray goes 1. So if you're Miami, Washington, would you rather have Drew Lock, Daniel Jones, Lock from Missouri, Jones from Duke, or would you rather have Josh Rosen? I'd want Josh Rosen by a mile.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.